I'd like to just recognize Senator Martin, Senator Ciccarelli, and Senator Kelly for being here today. And I'd also like to just thank Senator Kelly for hosting this rather important discussion. Today, this event was actually started in 2018 by a group called I Build America, and it's an opportunity to celebrate and recognize everything the construction industry really stands for: hard work, commitment, integrity, pride, and duty. You know, the construction industry, all of us we're a proud bunch. You know, we do a lot of work in all the communities across the nation. And Senator, we really appreciate you taking this opportunity to thank the men and women who build Connecticut. Thank you very much for doing this today. I think it goes without saying, every community in America is impacted by construction, from schools to homes to hospitals to highways. You know, the construction industry is there. We're rather invisible at times unless you're in one of our work zones on a highway or things like that. But we're diligently working to improve our communities. And really, when I think about it, the future of Connecticut really depends on the strength of the construction industry. And right now, our industry is growing and changing, and there's a lot of opportunities for jobs and advancement in our industry like there hasn't been for a lot of years. So to start today's discussion, I would just like to encourage all the young people, military veterans, career changers, and people with general skills to join us in the construction industry. We're building a workforce, we're building an industry, and we're ready to move forward. And Senator, your timing couldn't be better for this event today, and I'd really like to just sincerely thank you for starting this conversation. And I'm just going to turn it right over to you. Thanks for being here. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much, Don, for those kind words, because today is really about you. It's about all of us. And I'd like to start by thanking Don. Don Schubert of the Connecticut construction industry, Keith Brothers from the Connecticut building trades, along with Joe Toner, my fellow senators, Senator Henry Martin and Paul Ciccarella, as well as leadership from the Connecticut Labor District Council, operating engineers, Local 478, Connecticut Carpenters, Local 326, the Connecticut Teamsters, Millwrights, and Burns Construction, of course, for hosting us today. You know, you can have a vision for a new home. You can have a vision for a better community. You can have a vision for a world-class transportation system. But unless you have someone to build it, it's nothing but a dream. And it's thanks to you. It's why we have this week to celebrate, appreciate, and thank the people who turn our dreams into reality. There's nothing better than that. So thank you, everyone here, for doing what you do on a daily basis, to do exactly that. And as Don says, these are jobs, good paying jobs, jobs that help build communities, raise families, pay mortgages. They make Connecticut a better place to live, work, play, and yes, retire. So without you, we aren't who we can be. So please, take this from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for all you do. This is your week, you deserve it, and we're very thankful for your presence here in Connecticut.
Next, I'd like to call up Keith Brothers. Keith Brothers is the head of the Connecticut State Building Trades and the Connecticut Laborers District Council. Keith, thanks for joining us here today.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here today. The building trades is made up of 30,000 men and women across the state of Connecticut, and we're a unique group in the building trades. That label we have on our group, the building trades, is what we do. So every day my members go to work, we're actually building ourselves and moving out of one project and looking for the next. So right now, we're in a little bit of a renaissance from New London to Fairfield County with all the infrastructure work that's coming up. It's a good problem to have, to re-engage with the communities, to have new members coming into our programs. But with that problem and with that good problem, we need partners. Partners like Don Schubert, partners like Senator Kelly, and partners like our host today, Burns Construction, which is, we all know, a family-owned generational company that made that move with the building trades into that market in the utility group. A very well-respected company, 300 plus employees. That is the model for what we do in Connecticut and all across New England in the building trades. They're dedicated to their employees, they're dedicated to the work they do, and that's what we're trying to recreate all throughout the state of Connecticut. So the partnership we have with Burns, with Senator Kelly, with Don Schubert, that's what we recreate as we move forward across the state and re-engage with the communities to put new members into our groups. Secretary Walsh was here about a month ago down in New London, and his comments were pretty clear about what Connecticut's doing. Connecticut is the model for the rest of the country with training, apprenticeship, what the legislature is doing to protect prevailing wage, project labor agreements across the state. All these things re-engage the community and create careers for our residents and our young folks. So it was a great honor to be here today. Thank you all. Thank you, Don.
Thanks, Keith. And along with Keith, we have Joe Toner with us today. Joe Toner has been in leadership in construction, I think, about as long as I have. And we've been at it, Joe, I think we're about as old as some of these bridges that are structurally deficient and functionally obsolete. But it's nice to have Joe here with us today. And Joe, I'd like to have you come up and just make a couple comments.
So good morning. So I just wanted to piggyback on what Don said about opportunities and training in the construction industry. So in the building trades, collectively, each local union spends money on training. We spend our own money. So our own collectively bargained money with our contractors, our partners, we have JATCs. And the JATCs, they're in charge of the training for the industry. We spend over $25 million a year of our own money training our own folks for the industry. That's an incredible number. You won't find that number anywhere else in the state of Connecticut, let alone the country. One of the things I would like to say is we just created the Building Trades Training Institute. The Building Trades Training Institute is an institute that's going to go into disadvantaged communities and make sure people that traditionally would not have an opportunity to get into the building trades training programs, into the unionized construction industry, we're going to give them a chance to get into the industry. What we're doing now is we're in 6 different communities where we're going in, we recruit folks, we train them, and we retain them. And once we bring them in, we train them, they get enrolled into the local unions, apprenticeship programs, they graduate, they become journey people. And during that process, when they come out at the end of the funnel, they're going to make a livable wage with health benefits and a secure retirement. That is a tremendous, tremendous program that we have put in place to make sure that non-traditional people will be working in the construction industry. I'd like to finish by saying I'd like to thank Burns Construction, one of our largest signatories in the building trades, for hosting this morning, and have a great day, everyone.
I just found out that Mayor Laura Hoydick is here today. Mayor, thank you for joining us. Been a great supporter of ours for many years. I think there's a common theme running through today. You know, for many years, construction in Connecticut was sort of, how do I want to say, interim employment, because there was a lot of uncertainty in the industry and where the infrastructure in this state is going. I think with the federal infrastructure bill, the bipartisan federal infrastructure bill, and a lot of work that's been going on over the years in the Connecticut legislature and in the state in general, we're ready to go. I think the state is on the verge of a pretty good decade of construction work. A lot of our infrastructure needs to be rebuilt. Our electric grid needs to be rebuilt, our utilities and things like that, just to meet the demands of the future. And I think that just kind of shows you how important the discussion is today. We also have Senator Henry Martin with us today. Senator, I'd like to have you come up and just make some comments.
Thank you, Don. I don't know if all of you knew, but I grew up in a construction family and sort of was groomed to go into the business, so to speak. But the model back when I was in school was to go to college. And I did, and I returned back to the construction family and work with the family for a significant amount of time. But I'm here just to say just a few words about the model, that college-bound model in our education system that I think we really need to change. I'm a strong advocate of apprenticeship programs and training, and I feel that the model that our educators have sort of had for more than a few decades is needs to be tweaked a little bit. And what I mean by that is I think the schools and our State Department of Education need to really focus in on helping our young students be aware of the construction trades. Listen, all the business sectors need workers, all of us. But I think that we need to expose the kids to make them realize that you don't necessarily need to go to college. It may be a path for some, but along the way, there are other businesses, including the construction trades, that they should be exposed to. You think about the work ethics that we learned at a very young age if you're exposed to the trades. I can't thank God enough for what my parents did with me and making sure at 14 years old I was working with my dad and developing these work ethics. I think the parents need to be engaged. I think the Board of Educations need to be sharing or encouraging parents and teaching and sort of letting the kids know it's okay to go to work with your hands. You're probably going to be better off down the road financially, but I think if we can start connecting our parents, our grandparents, a lot of grandparents are raising grandchildren now, but if they can start that conversation at a younger age, in middle school, hey, it's okay, you need to go to work. You know, and here's what you can do. You can go be a plumber, you can be an electrician, you can work on a bulldozer or equipment. I think we are going to be building a much more solid population, more solid individuals with stronger character because of us sharing with our children at a younger age, hey, it's okay to work with your hands. It's really a great career. So I guess my closing comments is if we can start working legislatively with our State Department of Education, helping them to connect the dots, so to speak, with our local school boards, and our local school boards connecting with our schools, and our schools keep talking with our parents, grandparents, and sharing the opportunities that the construction trade has. I think we'd be solidifying the future of our construction industry here in the state of Connecticut. So thank you.
We also have Senator Ciccarella here with us today. Senator, come on up, get some comments.
Thank you, Don. I'll keep this brief. I always go last, so everything I was going to say was pretty much already said, and I understand we have some important appointments to get to. But I wanted to jump at this opportunity to come here and recognize all of the construction workers and all of the trades. Just like Senator Henry Martin said, he came up in construction as I did. I was pushing a broom for my uncle's carpentry company at 12 years old. Out of high school, I started doing electrical work. I understand what it is to work with your hands and how hard it is. And as Senator Kelly said, without that hard work, things cannot be built, and we need that now more than ever. As was mentioned, our bridges are in disrepair, and we need workforce to put that back together. And I'm very passionate about workforce development, and I think we are making some headway in that space. getting the message that the trades are a great avenue to success and enjoying a very good life. After my experience with the trades, I went into law enforcement. And my son always says he wants to be a police officer. I tell him no. All respect to law enforcement, completely support them, but I want him to go be a plumber. He can make way more money being a plumber than he can doing anything else in law enforcement. There is a need, and just like I said, a plumber or an electrician, it is a challenge to find that help for the end user who's trying to build a house, but more importantly, for companies like Burns and all the other companies throughout the state. They need that workforce, and we're going to continue at the state level to advocate for workforce development so those students can find that path quickly and then help the construction companies and ultimately the end user, which are the constituents of Connecticut. Again, I want to congratulate you guys, recognize you for the hard work, and we will continue to advocate for the industries in any way we can. Thank you.
Just quickly before we conclude, many years ago, there was a difficult transportation and construction issue before the legislature, and I reached out to a colleague in the state, and I needed some serious advice, and they said, call Laura Hoydick. So, Ms. Mayor, would you come up and make some comments for us this morning? Come on up and join us.
It's an honor to be here today, not only to acknowledge our backdrop of Burns Construction that is so fundamentally important to the town of Stratford and homegrown, as Don had mentioned. We love Kenny and we love his family and we love the work they do because they're reliable and they're responsible and they're professional, and we can always count on them. But as I look around the group here, my friend Mike Robinson from the Carpenters Union and representative from IBEW, who, by the way, as an aside, I'm going to make a call to that training manager today, Tom Sportini, and say, I've got a young man who wants to be an electrician. His dad actually is the union president of DPW, and how can I get him into that educational program, that training program, that internship program? So it's those resources that make us such a better community and a better state. We finished a major, probably our largest project, school project at Stratford High School, and it was under PLA. And normally people would say, why would you do that? It's because I can call Mike, I can call Tommy, I can call Dan McElharney, I can call Dwayne Gates and say, we've got an issue with these projects. I need you to step up and help me. And they do, and they step up. And I think the project that Don's referring to is probably Exit 33, the interchange that John Harkins worked on for 20 years. 20 years to get that full interchange on Exit 33 done, and we finally have it, and it is so monumentally important to the economic development and the ease of our residents of this town. So I can't thank the construction industry for any more than how grateful I am that you're here, that you're partners with us. You make us a better community, a better state, and a better nation. Thank you.
Do we have any questions? We have the mayor and the senators here. Any questions at all from anyone?
Good questions. Easy questions.
Okay, this is you can always talk to them after this event. But again, Senator Kelly, thank you. Thank you for starting this discussion. Burns Construction, you're a wonderful host. This has been absolutely marvelous, and you're a pleasure to work with. And everyone else, thank you all for joining us today. It's going to be an interesting decade for construction. Let's succeed. And thank you again for being here. Thank you very much.